Yo, what up? It's your boy More Fumo Beats. How you guys doing today? We're back with another Sample Pack Saturday, number 627, brought to you by MachineMasters.com. Shout out to the homie Billy Blass. And without no further ado, let's get into this thing. You dig?
Grosse boule.
I think I'm gonna go with number 5. I think number 5 is gonna be the one this week here. All right, let's get into it. Alright, so let me tap out these BPMs real quick. So now let me trim this. So let me add in these chops. Oh, excuse me. All right, okay, so. All right, so I'm gonna just let it ride just like that. Kind of like the feel of it, so. Alright, let me slap a filter on there just to kind of filter out them drums. Let me do that. Let me get that going. Add that in. Let's see. All right, so let me see what I can do with these drums. All right. So now let me add in my kick. All right, okay. So now let me add in some other instruments just to smooth it out. Let's see. Here we go. All right, get my pedal going here. All right, so I'm gonna add in these keys. You know what? I want to try something else. Let's see. gonna add a low octave on them horns just to fill it out. All right. So now I'm gonna add in, just adding in some, adding some accent, adding a little flavor to it. Woo! All right, y'all. All right. So that was my flip. I flipped the number 5, and yeah, that's what I came up with today, man. Came out pretty nice, I think. You know, it was a you know, I had to figure it out, but I eventually figured it out. So yeah, man, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, give me a thumbs down if you didn't. Either way, it is all good. I'm sorry I didn't do my screen today, man. Man, this has been a crazy week for me, just trying to readjust on some things. But I didn't want to not do it, so I said let me do something. So yeah, let me know what y'all think about it, man. Real quick, I want to share something with y'all. I was listening to this podcast this week, man, and it's something that I have struggled with in the past, you know, as a producer, and I'm sure that there are other producers that may struggle with it as well. And the podcast was about comparing yourself to others, right? And you know, I know for me, I have found myself, you know, I found myself at times comparing myself with my other colleagues, you know, people that I might have came up together in this production community, you know, and you know, I see those guys going on to do things, getting Grammys and all them good things, and so if I'm honest, man, there have been times where I've been like, yo, man, what's happening with me? Why it ain't popping off like that for me in this moment? You know what I'm saying? Why does it seem like I'm behind and my colleagues are zooming past me? And one thing that the guy said in the podcast, man, which is always a constant reminder, is one thing it was a pastor, right? was these two pastors having this podcast, and you know they was just talking about one of the pastors was saying, you know, he doesn't struggle with, he doesn't wrestle with that, because at the end of the day, you know, that's their brothers, you know, that's his brother, you know what I'm saying, and it's not even about him exceeding him, it's about getting the work done. And you know, they was talking about, you know, of course, you know, establishing the kingdom of God, you know what I'm saying. So if you're in this war, everybody needs to be fighting together, not fighting one another. And man, you know, I just thought that was very beautiful how he put that. And also, he, you know, one thing that he stressed, man, you know, having that confidence in who God has created him to be, and what and having a confidence in what God has created him to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it boils down to. You know, whatever God has created you to do, he has already carved out that lane. You know what I'm saying? I have to constantly remind myself of that. You know what I'm saying? He has already carved out that lane for me. So I don't have to run. I don't have to try to run in nobody else's lane, because he already got a lane headed to the finish line. You know what I'm saying? And I just have to stay my course and rejoice with my brothers when they're excelling. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, and one of the things that one of the guys was saying, he was like, you know, social media can do real damage to your self-esteem when you're in that struggle mode of comparing yourself to one another. You know what I'm saying? And I know it sounds cliches, but you know, it sounds very cliche-ish. But everything that you see on social media ain't real. But your mind doesn't you know, at times your mind is not perceiving that. You know what I'm saying? Your mind, what you're seeing is what you're seeing literally. They look like they winning. They're at the award shows. They got Grammys. They got this. Forget all of the hard work that they put in to get there. All you see is that they had passed you up. And man, you have to be able to change that mindset. If not, you will find yourself depressed. You will find yourself discouraged. You will find yourself even contemplating even if you can even do this. You know, and man, you know, and in those times when I find myself, when I find my mind veering off, I counteract it by saying, man, I'm happy for him. And if I know the producer, if I got the producer's information, what I'm gonna do, I'm counteracting those negative thoughts with positive thoughts. And I'm reaching out to, man, congratulations, man, look, we won. You won, we won. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rejoice. The Bible says, rejoice for one another. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rejoice in that, man. One of my homeboys get a Grammy, I'm rejoicing in that. I'm not gonna take the time out to be like, man, I've been doing it longer than him. Where mine at? Nah, that's his lane. That's where he's at in that moment and at that time. You know, and if you can keep that mindset, you'll be surprised how far you start excelling and succeeding in the lane that you're in. So man, I just wanted to encourage somebody out there, because you know, I know that sometimes that becomes a struggle, man, especially when you're passionate about it. You know, it's something that you really like doing and you want to do that for a living or whatever the case may be. Man, you don't get caught up in comparing yourself with others, because you don't know what it took for that individual to get there or to get to that place. You know, you don't know the blood, sweat, and tears that person has had. You know, the sacrifices that individual had to make to get to that place. And who knows? Some might have, you know, slid right in and didn't have to work as hard. And you might be like, man, I look like I'm working all hard. Man, look, me and my wife, we was just telling our son, because he just graduated from nursing school, and he was just talking about, man, it seemed like, I had to work hard to get where I need to get. I had to work hard to graduate. All my friends, they look like they just breezed through this. And the response was simple. They ain't called to what you called to do. You had to work hard for it because you have something that God has set up great for you to do. You know what I'm saying? So be encouraged. You feel like, your hard work ain't paying off. It's paying off. It ain't done in vain. Your work is not in vain. Keep trucking, keep pressing, keep persevering. Don't look to the left or the right. Look straight ahead. Run in your lane. You start looking to the left and to the right or left, you're gonna veer off. You're gonna veer out your lane and you're gonna hit somebody. You're gonna cause a big old crash because you're not focused on what's right in front of you. So be encouraged. That encouraged me. That podcast really encouraged me this week, man. And I hope that encouraged you, man. Don't compare yourself, man. Just run your race. Run the race that's set before you. Get to the finish line. And man, it's gonna all pay off in the end. All right. It's your boy Mark for more beats. Hey man, if you want your Producerville t-shirt, go to the website. Got coffee mugs, t-shirts, stickers, whatever. Need drum kits, need sample kits, all on the website. Go to my website. I'm gonna get up out of here. But man, y'all have a great weekend. Be careful, be safe. And I'll see y'all, Lord's willing, next week. Grace and peace.